Manever I say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there, osia dem yopo.
Revealed. Real reason ICE arrested Ken Ofori-Atta. It's in the news. All over the place. That Ken Ofori-Atta has been arrested. And he's been arrested by ICE. Many Ghanaians are hearing about ICE for the very first time. ICE simply means Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. And it's a United States outfit that makes sure that immigration and customs regulations are adhered to. And they make sure that they don't play. In the days of Donald Trump, the ICE has been so ferocious. Right now in America, all you need to do to make $2,000 instantly is to call ICE, whose numbers are all over the internet. Every American knows how to find these numbers. When you call and say, I know a certain illegal immigrant here, ICE immediately comes out and moves to the location. Bam! If it is true that it is an illegal immigrant, you pick up 2,000 American dollars. I am told. My brother, my sister. So it has become business for a lot of people in America. If you are broke, all you need to do is to identify one person in America whose visa has run out or who is living in America illegally. And then you make $2,000 with each report. So if you are able to report 5 people, all other things remaining equal, you will be able to make 10,000 American dollars. We call that cool chop. Come here. Watch this. Now, ICE is Immigration and Customs Enforcement. In fact, these people don't play. Donald J. Trump is not a man who is so interested in immigrants, even though his parents themselves were immigrants coming all the way from Germany. His father, Francis Trump, came all the way from Germany. His wife, an immigrant, but he himself does not truly like immigrants. And now, he knows how to get immigrants out of his country, the illegal ones. Just give the average American something, and he will be able to report these illegal guys in the country. Remember, before he even became president of America, while campaigning, he talked against Mexicans, calling them rapists. Remember, in his own words, he said, when they are bringing in the Mexicans, they don't bring them the right ones. They only bring in the rapists, the murderers, the cutthroats, and then the drug addicts. My brother, my sister, he is not a man who has any patience for any immigrant. That is why these days, so many African countries are battling it out, getting visas into America. Having said this, let us talk about Ken Ofori-Atta now. Ken Ofori-Atta picked up a visa. He traveled all the way to the United States of America. And when he arrived in America, in fact, he went for treatment, as he told all of us. Ken Ofori-Atta is a man who frequents America, England, and all those countries. In the line of his duty, he traveled a lot. And when it was time for him to leave the country, he decided to take the opportunity to pick up more visas. One for Canada, one for America, one for the UK. And when he arrived in America, knowing exactly what his visa would allow and what it will not allow, time after time, he will fly into some other countries like Jamaica and some other parts of the Caribbean and returning into America, the visa will be renewed automatically. Can I tell you more? Now, there are some visas, the B1, B2 visas. They are for tourists and what have you. When you have that visa, you may have it for 5 years, but you cannot live in America for 5 years. No. You have 6-month periods intermittently. Can I explain that better? Even if you have a 5-year American visa, once you enter America, you are eligible to stay in America for 6 months maximum. But even at the immigration, you are asked how long you're going to stay in America. Why are you coming here? Oh, I am coming here for holidays. How long would your holidays take? Or maybe 2 weeks, or maybe 3 weeks. It will all be documented. Yes, you have a 5-year visa, but the 5 years is not one full stretch. That is why it is called multiple entry. You can enter, come out, enter, come out, but you can't go sit down in America for 5 solid years because you have a 5-year American visa. My brother, my sister, Ken Ofori-Atta knew that. So when he got into America, he told them point blank at the immigration how long he was going to live in America for. He was just a visitor, a tourist. But when he got into it, we are told that he started to seek medical attention for his ailment. And when he realized that it was time for him to either return to Ghana or move out of America and attempt coming in, he did that. He flew to Jamaica and some other places, as we were told, and then came back into America. We saw photos of this man and his wife with a big backpack behind him walking on the streets of America. People knew them, they saw them, and they took photographs of them. Ken Ofori-Atta. Now, having entered America, seeking medical attention, he told the people of Ghana when he was going to return, because they started clamoring to have him come and answer some very important questions bordering the whole nation. And these were questions about corruption and his tenure of office. Ken Ofori-Atta said he was seeking medical attention. And of course, that was not the first time he was seeking medical attention. Remember, in the days of the COVID, he fell very, very ill. And we had to fly him out exorbitantly, so expensively, to treat him. Many Ghanaians died because they had no means to fly out to even Togo, let alone America. And this man was getting commission every now and then from his activities with the data bank, as we were told by the then Mahama, who was in opposition. This is Ken Ofori-Atta. Now, when Ghana started to appeal to the United States to extradite Ken Ofori-Atta, he quickly went looking for a lawyer. And the information reaching him was that there was a certain lawyer who was a top-notch lawyer, a former attorney general, as we brought to you yesterday. And he went for him, John David Ashcroft. And Ashcroft, at a point, was actually dealing with the Attorney General of Ghana to be able to extradite Ken Ofori-Atta. But when Ken got wind of the information, he quickly went to this guy. He was ready to pay everything so that at least he would remain in America. And when the Attorney General got to hear of this, I'm talking about Dr. Dominic Akuritinga Ayine, he decided to bypass Ashcroft and bypass every other person and go straight to ICE. We all remember what Manasseh Awini Azure said. He told all of us Ghanaians that the mass visa will be dying out somewhere on the 14th of February 2026. 14 February It's a very important day, isn't it? My brother, my sister, that will be the day the visa of Ken Ofori-Atta would be expiring. Come here. Now watch this. When the information went out, so many people were waiting to see what would happen. And thanks to the nation, to our ancestors and beyond, it came out that Ken Ofori-Atta was put on a flight risk. Oh yes. He became a flight risk. Remember, he was put on the red alert. Remember, his lawyer even came out. Lawyer Kasimi came out to tell us that Ghana knew that he was sick and seeking medical attention, yet they went ahead to put him on the red alert. This time round, Ken Ofori-Atta became a flight risk, and probably that helped so much with what is happening right now. Now, being a flight risk means that you cannot fly, especially outside America. But this is the case. You need to fly out of America and fly in so that your visa can be renewed. Do we understand? At first, when he was not a flight risk, as the OSP and other institutions had pushed, he was able to fly in and out of America, looking busy. The man who said he wasn't well, but he could fly left, right, and center, walk on the streets of America with a heavy backpack behind him. Oh my God. This time round, his flying was limited. So he stayed and stayed until his status, B1, B2, became very questionable. Come here. Now, again, if you have a 5-year American visa, you would have 6 months intermittently to move in and out. If you want to continue to be in America, once you are in America, you can travel to Cuba when it's getting to 6 months, and when you come in fresh, you have another 6 months. But if you stay until the 6 months is over, you are an illegality. Ken couldn't fly anymore because he became a flight risk, as the OSP had pushed, and of course the Attorney General. So he sat down in America, waited patiently, and he tried to get his lawyers to try and extend his visa and renew his status. Unfortunately for him, that was when the Ghanaian authorities hit hard. The Office of the Attorney General and Minister of Justice quickly got in contact with ICE and told ICE what was happening and gave the full information. So ICE decided to look around. And bam, Ken Ofori-Atta was arrested. When he was arrested, he was told point blank that he was an illegality in America, and he didn't deny it. The gentleman that he is, the Bible quoting Ken Ofori-Atta, told them point blank, yes, I know. But why are you still here? He said, yes, I and my lawyers are working around this so that my status can be renewed. Said, you know that is not an excuse, right? If your status expires in America, you have to leave immediately. Go back to your country and work it out so that a renewal could be done for you. Especially if you realize that it's going to be long right here. As it stands right now, you are an illegality. He said, yes, I apologize, but my lawyers are working on that. My brother, my sister, let's listen to the lawyer attentively. The Ghanaian lawyer. And when we return, we will take you back to America. And we will tell you what they are doing in America today as we speak. And this will be very interesting. Watch this.
Our counterpart lawyers in the States are working hand in hand with the Immigration and Customs Enforcement to have his petition determined.
Why is he seeking a permanent residency in the USA?
Well, I will not be drawn into that conversation. Those who have been making the claims should speak to it. So far as I'm concerned, we are dealing with a matter which is currently being interrogated. I will, for the purposes of my services to my clients, stick to that. Those who are going around fanning issues of him having applied for permanent residence should be called to speak to the matter. I don't engage myself in highfalutin, unnecessary and unsubstantiated matters. I will stick to the conversation I'm having with you, and that has to do with the petition he has put for an extension of his immigration status in America.
Okay, so what is calling for that extension?
Well, we are all conversant and aware of the notorious fact that Ken Ofori-Atta left this jurisdiction. And this prejudicial comments that people make, I just listened to Martin Kobu that the OSP allowed him to leave the country, whatever that English means, I don't understand. Ken Ofori-Atta left here on notice to the Chief of Staff. Nobody else than the Chief of Staff. So when people make those casual remarks, I am coming from lawyers, I find it very, very, very disappointing. Ken Ofori-Atta left here, and then he gave notice that he was going for a medical procedure. That one has been done, and if we all know what he is suffering from, it is not easy. After that, you have to go through a period of recuperation. And that is exactly what he is doing. So he is in consultation, constant consultation with his medical team. And if they have advised that the state at which they are, it is imperative for him to continue to remain in the state so that they can attend to him. What is exactly wrong with that? What is exactly wrong with that? Why? Because he is a person of suspect or a supposed accused person, his fundamental human rights and liberties are curtailed? Is that what we want to be told as Ghanaians? That as a Ghanaian, he can't seek medical treatment outside this country? Of course, Ken Ofori-Atta's visa period lapses next month on the 14th of February, as you are aware. Today is the 7th of January. If for one reason or the other he thinks, based upon consultation with his doctors, that he has to remain in the state for a further period for him to be attended to, it is imperative that he activates the processes that will guarantee him the stay in America. And that is exactly what he has done. And this is a routine, customary, common, normal practice in every jurisdiction of this world. It's not only in America. If you visit the country and when you are supposed to leave, something occasions and you are not able to leave, you are obliged to continue to remain there. What is so strange about this? So yes, he has applied for his stay to be extended. And the petition is with the ICE. They will determine it, and in the fullness of time, we will all know whether he has merit in his petition or not. So people should not be casting all kinds of aspersions and veiled innuendos and insinuations as if he is doing something so extraordinary. Come on, please. Let us stick to the matters and discuss them as they are. Ofori-Atta has rights. He has fundamental rights as a Ghanaian and as a human being. And those rights should be respected and protected.
When was he supposed to have left the U.S.?
I just told you that his visa expires on or before the 14th of February.
The reason I ask this question is because we are not in February yet. So why is he in the ICI detention if his visa is yet to expire?
Well, it is a normal procedure they adopt. If you put in the petition, before they determine the petition, they would put you in a facility, awaiting the determination.
Really?
That discretion, the decision is on mine.
Wow, because the education some people have been giving is that if I'm applying for extension of my visa, why put me in a detention center as though I've overstayed?
And I'm saying that determination and discretion does not lie with me. It lies with the ICE. And I can't, for any reason, interrogate that determination or decision that they have made. Our counterpart lawyers will deal with that matter, and they are dealing with it.
But during the COVID era, when he was the finance minister, he wasn't well as well. He was able to seek medical attention outside, but still returned to continue his work. How are the two situations different?
The circumstances of that ailment is different. I believe we all knew that he went in the first instance on COVID-related matters. It's in the public domain. And this time around, he suffered a procedure which, he suffered an ailment which required a procedure which he has gone through. He was diagnosed with prostate cancer, which you also know. So the circumstances are different. So don't let us link the two. Maybe it was permissible for him to come after the COVID treatment, but this time around he has to stay for a further period. Is it a crime?
It's not a crime, but people say there are other people who have same conditions but do travel in and out. Why is his case different that even in recuperating he cannot come a day or two a week to avail himself to the authorities and go back?
Kojo, the name is Kojo.
Yes, please, sir. Yes.
Kojo,
boss.
You can suffer malaria, typhoid, whatever, jaundice, whatever. Two of you can be suffering at the same time. One person will be discharged from hospital. You will still remain there. Is that not normal?
Within the
is that not normal? When people just speak out of context, that why did Ken Ofori-Atta not make himself available through permissible legal means for him to be interrogated and a statement obtained from him? Did he not? Was it not the OSP who was so fastidious and fixated that he wants to see him in this jurisdiction by all means? So the man said, I am prepared to avail myself. Let us have a video conferencing and do whatever you want to do with me on video. Why? Would that not be the same Ken Ofori-Atta speaking? Even in our law courts, there are procedures for that. We do video conferencing. Evidence is taken for witnesses who are outside this country. Why, in this age of technology? You see, you people don't interrogate those matters. All you are interested in are these questions. You don't interrogate these matters.
Well, we do, but
no. With the Legal and Mutual Assistance Act, you can do these things, and the extradition, the Electronic Transition Act is also there. It makes provision for all of this. So if the OSP was not prepared to take liberty of those legally permissible means, and the man is out of the country, should he willingly, by all means, come to this country when his doctors are telling him otherwise? Is that what you want to suggest?
Okay. So as we speak, we do not know when the former finance minister will avail himself in the jurisdiction.
Oh, I can't tell you that, Kojo. I can't. I am not in a position to do that. I am not a speculative lawyer. Neither am I a clever. So I'll wait for the process to be determined. And then when in the fullness of time they make a decision, the Ghanaians will
know. Oh my God. It's not easy to be a lawyer, my brother. He said that the OSP is frustrated and fastidious. He said Ghanaians are full of veiled innuendos. He's a fluent speaking lawyer. But you go explain tire if you no get evidence. How on earth will a man whose visa is supposed to expire on the 14th of February apply that he wants an extension, and all of a sudden they go after him in handcuffs? My brother, they didn't invite him in a limousine. They went to his house, woke him up from bed, handcuffed him, and carried him out after taking mark shots in there and out there. Are we senseless people? How would the lawyer want us to understand and believe that Ken Ofori-Atta, whose visa is supposed to expire on the 14th, we are still in January, we haven't even reached February yet, the 14th of February, and he applies for an extension of his visa, and all of a sudden he is handcuffed and taken into custody, and he says it's normal in the American immigration system. Which of the Americas? South, North, East, or maybe West America? My brother, this is disgusting. It looks like they are forcing us to understand some things that do not exist. Well, put that aside. Is he extending his visa, or he is renewing his status? There are two different things. Right now, if the man is arrested and his visa hasn't expired yet, then it must be an issue of status. How many days are you supposed to be here? You came here for this purpose. You were released by your doctor, or for whatever reason you came. And therefore, you should have been out of the country. But you are still here. What is the problem? That's all ICE is asking. When you arrived at the immigration, this was what you said. You were going for treatment, and documents that we are confronted with are telling us that the treatment period elapsed at this time. Why are you still here? Oh, my lawyers are working to extend it and also to deal with my status. Do you agree that as you stand right now, you are an illegality? Yes, I do, but with an explanation. Lawyer is trying as much as possible to get angry with Ghanaians. But my brother, my sister, it is what it is. First and foremost, Ken Ofori-Atta has broken immigration protocols in America. And for most Ghanaians, this is good news. They can't wait to see Ken Ofori-Atta bundled and brought home. And I hear the lawyer say, oh, he could be interviewed and interrogated online in these days of technology. My brother, whoever interrogates a thief over the fence, we are not stupid. Who interrogates a thief over the fence? This is common sense. You don't need to be a lawyer. Who interrogates a thief over the fence? There's a thief who has carried your things and he has jumped the fence to the other side. And then you stand over the fence and you are asking, do you ever know we are here now? Who found one here? Now, why do you know we are here? Do you do that? You grab the thief, sit him down on his backside and ask him. Because then you have custody of him. Why would the police decide to put people in custody before interrogating them? Why is Ken Ofori-Atta in handcuffs and is in custody if what the lawyer is saying is true, while they are looking at his papers? They want to hold him first. We are not idiots. Why do these lawyers want us to feel like we are idiots? Ken Ofori-Atta should sit in America. should sit in America, and we will interrogate him from here over the internet, so that when he realizes that he's unable to convince any of us, well, he's a bird already up in the tree. However you would get him up there is your business. But if you have the bird in your cage, you have full control. My brother, his lawyers are there, led by John David Ashcroft and all the other alleged 13 lawyers. My brother, let's even say it's one lawyer in America. The amount of money that is being spent. Why don't you just come home? Is Ghana that terrible to the point that a gun is going to be put to the head of Ken Ofori-Atta, right from the airport all the way to Gonda Barracks? He will be tortured and all that. And Nana Addo is still working here. If there's anybody who should be slaughtered in Ghana, if anybody at all should be slaughtered in Ghana, and I'm using this figuratively, it should be Nana Addo, for all the atrocities he meted to us in Ghana. If anybody should be roasted at all, Baumia. But these guys are still working here. Why is Ken running away? If he's not running away, come here. Again, can I say something? He's saying that he has cancer. One man had COVID. A few months later, he's diagnosed with cancer. Well, we pray for speedy recovery for him. And his cancer is so severe that he cannot sit in a plane, but he can walk on the streets of America and eat pizza and have fun. Oh, what a man. What do you take us for? What do you take us for? And he spoke with Joy FM. And Kojo was pushing the right questions right in front of him. Now he says, well, he is sick. And he's the one who says he's sick. The American people cannot be manipulated like that. My prayer is that Ken Ofori-Atta never dies. Let him be healthy, stay fit, and come and face the karma that he left behind. That is what it is. In this edition, we have told you something very important. Come here! 1, he traveled on a B1, B2 visa. Did he travel on a medical visa? What is the category? Now, with this kind of visa, B1, B2, you are given a period of 6 months that you can live in America maximum for a time, even if you have 5 years. But even the 6 months, you have to be able to convince American immigration that you'll be able to take care of yourself within the 6 months. There is the necessity to stay all 6 months and much more. The fact that you have a visa doesn't mean that you can just enter any country like that. No. You are even told at the time that you have the visa that you could be denied entry depending on what you carry on you and what you don't carry on you. Ken arrives. He is asked by the immigration, what are you here for? Oh, health reasons. Are you not even ashamed? What are the doctors in Ghana doing? Mahama falls sick. He goes to the hospitals right here in Ghana. Kufuor fell ill. He went for a major operation right here in Ghana. But when Nana Addo, Bawumia, Ken Ofori-Atta, they fall ill, they are more human than all human beings in Ghana. They fly outside Ghana and they want us to sit back and say, get well soon. Are we idiots? We pray for thunder, lightning, and fire on your head so you will suffer more. DDEP, Ghanaians are dying. Pensioners are dying because of these terrible policies that befell us, because of your carelessness. IMF is here to treat us like slaves and morons. You have money to fly out of the nation. You go and sit in America. Even when your visa is expiring, you are hiring top-class lawyers like John David Ashcroft, a former attorney general, to represent you. the amount you are paying this guy could have built 10 hospitals in Ghana. True or false? Well, it's a matter of the status. As for the visa, it has not expired. So there's nothing like extension. If there's any extension, then it is because they envisage that he will stay there longer. But for now, the problem is with the status. What did you tell American immigration? That you are coming here for 2 weeks. It's already 10 months. It's already 7 months. It's already 6 months. You are here. What is happening? Oh, my doctors say A, B, C, D. But we have documents that your doctors said they have passed you out. You are supposed to go back to your country and recuperate. Go back to your country and recuperate. When a patient goes to a hospital in Ghana and they are treated, they might not fully recover. They are asked to go home and recuperate. They give them whatever medicine they are supposed to take. That means the storm is over. Now, just take care of yourself and get back in shape and form. That's what it is. Nobody stays in a hospital for 70 years so that they can grow yet another pot belly. No, sir. You grow that pot belly when you go back home. So don't take us for idiot. Don't take us for idiot. Your status is bad. And the eyes people have come for you. Your lawyers can talk from now till the end of time. As long as the evidence is wavy. My brother, you go talk tire. There was another aspect the lawyer talked about, which I would like us to look at. He said what? Something. He said that, well, Ken Ofori-Atta, they asked him, he was asked by Kojo, oh, he wants a permanent residence. I will not answer that. Me, I'm not here to answer that. Let those who are saying so, say so. What we want now is a review of his status and an extension. No, we are not going to answer permanent. Why don't you answer? Why don't you answer? He wants to live in America forever and ever. He doesn't want to see the gates of Africa anymore. Yet, he is one of the authors of the current situation in Ghana. You mess up the country. Take whatever you can take. Fly out to build a heaven for you on the other side. No, it won't happen. Our prayer is that they return and they will be dealt with nicely. And to ICE, I thank you so much. I hear these guys in America, they watch this show like something. For all you know, this is going to be watched right there at the ICE facility where he is kept. They will play it on the TV there for everybody to see. You guys there watching this at ICE, we are waiting for that guy to be brought here to Ghana. The president has promised, the attorney general has promised, the whole world would keep the eyes on Ghana. He will not be treated badly. He would just be asked questions and interrogated, like they did to him in Parliament a few months back. Bring him home. Africa has suffered too much because of people like him. If you believe in democracy, please send him home. And I know Trump will see this. Trump is tired of all those immigrants. He claims they're spoiling America. Bring them home. It's the black pot.
I'm not PENDREAM TV. Now, so far so good. Say open online portal le Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.